to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
It's time for Veterans Issues, the show that brings you information about veterans, military, and their family. Now here's your host, Ken Robbins.
Welcome to Veterans Issues. Appreciate you tuning in this week. Appreciate you tuning in last week. This week's guest is a friend of mine, been here for several times. I can say he's a friend of mine because he can't deny it on television. His name is Gary Sparks. We call him Sparky. He's the fire chief of the city of Oxford. We've got some things to talk about. Come back and join us. Be right back. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. Appreciate you tuning in. Gary Sparks is a guest today. He's Sparky. We call him from the police. I'm not the police, but the fire chief of Oxford. Welcome back.
Good to be here.
Good to be anywhere.
That's right.
I told you out front, it's good to be above the ground.
That's right, on the green side of the grass.
Absolutely. Well, the grass is still a little brown in my place. We waiting on it. Sparky, we had, when you were on here last time, they had a lot of things going on in Oxford. And, of course, this is Veterans Issues, and it's obvious that one of the things I talked to our veterans about, because of the employment situation as they are, that fire, law enforcement and medical are probably some of the best surefire jobs that you can get. If you can get training in law enforcement or firefighting, a place like that, you get jobs.
Exactly, and I may be speaking out of turn here just a little bit, but we're working on some things with our Civil Service Board and our city government as far as some new rules and regulations and things. And one of the things that we have proposed is that any veteran that takes their civil service test at the city of Oxford would get 5 bonus points.
Right.
It hasn't been approved yet,
yeah,
but it is something that is in the proposal, and I don't see any problem with that passing.
That's a great thing, because all these is coming home. We got 20,000 from the state of Alabama that went over your National Guard. They're real soldiers. I mean, they're active Army now. They serve on the first shift, the second shift, the third shift. They stand guard. They're out there. They're lonely. They get all the things that firemen go through. I've guarded an old truck out in Oklahoma that nobody wanted, but I had to walk and guard that sucker inside of a fence that they'd had to crawl over to get to it, and a deuce and a half didn't have nothing on it. But I had to walk around it with a rifle. But some people have to, they don't have to stay awake, but they have to be ready to answer the bell.
Exactly.
And that's
well, I actually have one of my firefighters who is still in the Air Guard.
okay.
And he, when we hired him in the end of December, and he got activated in April. And so he was gone for 6 months. And then he's been back with us now for 2 or 3 years, and just got orders he'll be activated again after the first of the year.
Wow.
And but we're proud of him. He's an excellent firefighter for us, and that's what he does for the Air Guard. He is a firefighter.
Most veterans, as I say on here a lot, people heard me say it. They make good leaders, and they're easily led because they're used to both. They start off lower ranking, being led, told to quack like a duck and all that stuff, and they get on up there and they give orders and stuff. So you get both sides of that. The ability to change. Boy, nobody likes change, do they?
No.
but military is used to it. It wouldn't be right if they didn't have a change every 24 hours or so. So they make good firemen. And you veterans out there, and you spouses of veterans, think about fire service as a career. And how long you been in? I never have asked you this. How long you been in firefighting?
I've officially been a member of the fire department 32 years. 32 years. Right. I started working down there when I was 15, but I didn't officially become a firefighter until I was 20. So if you add the 5 years before that, that's about 37 years that I've been involved in it, but officially for 32.
You drug hoses. You back in the day, you drug hoses.
Oh, yes. Did
you ever chop out a floor?
I have chopped out floors, chopped out ceilings. I've even rode on the back of the fire truck. They don't do it anymore, but I've actually rode on the back of the truck before.
I seen a firefighter chop out a hole in the floor because a fire was up under it. He chopped out that hole, and then it was in the walls. He chopped out the walls, and the house fell like that. It wasn't much of a house, but when he got through chopping, he got the fire, but house like that.
That definitely happens.
One guy did it, and you know him. All right, now I saw something in the paper that you was named the Fire Chief of the Year by the Alabama Association of Fire Chiefs. That they voted on it.
Yes.
And how many of that? How many people?
Well, there's in our association, which I'm a member of the Alabama Fire Chiefs Association. It covers the entire state. In the association, I'm not sure exactly how many.
Well, you
I'd
got
be guessing.
67 counties.
Yes. I mean, and you start thinking about all the departments in the state of Alabama and how many members there are of the Fire Chiefs Association. There's probably three to 400 people that's in the association.
Well, we got 10 or 12 here in Calhoun County.
Exactly.
You count all the volunteer fire departments.
But it was a great honor to me. It was a great honor to the city of Oxford. You know, as with any department or any leader, you're only as good as the people under you.
Yeah.
And the things that we've been able to accomplish and the things I've been able to accomplish goes back to many people, the people under me, the people before me. We was talking about Chief Sonny Smallwood earlier, Chief Lewis Lee Ford from Anniston. I tell people I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for Lewis at Anniston and the guidance that he was able to give me.
Yeah, he was around. Lewis Lee Ford around a long time. I've never talked to you about this, but one of the things that people don't think about that I know about firefighters is when there's a bad wreck or something like that, you guys are not the first. Most of the time you're there, you're the second one on the scene. You're right there when it's happening. You see young kids that's lost their life or in the process of losing their life, and and your people are human. Do you
Exactly.
You have PTSD problems with some of them?
We do, and we try to keep an eye on that. And Ted Embry, you know Ted.
Yeah.
Ted runs a critical incident stress team here in Calhoun County, and we have used him. I have called him in on several incidents. One in particular that I remember where we lost a couple of kids.
I remember that one.
And I had Ted in that night, the night of the wreck and fire, and sent the crew that was first in back to the station, brought a fresh crew in to finish up, and let that crew go back in, and Ted to sit those guys down and actually talk with them. And you're exactly right. It is something that's very important. You know, and the old macho thing is, well, I'm tough, I can handle it.
Yeah.
But we all take that home with us.
Sure you do. And that, out there behind Lamar Donuts in that area, that train, that wreck there with that young woman or kid stuff.
Exactly.
Was you on that one?
No, I wasn't on that one. That was actually us and Anderson both ran it, but I was not there.
Yeah, that's a horrible thing. People just don't think you have hearts and you don't feel that way, but I know better.
Oh yeah.
And I had a lot to do with first responders when I was working at Depot and stuff. Yeah. Before we go into we got a minute left. I want to cover this. Your Governor Bentley just appointed you to 4 more years at the Alabama Firefighters Personnel Standards and Education Commission. I'm reading this because I wrote it down for myself. What is that?
That is the commission that sets the standards for firefighters for the state of Alabama.
For just Alabama.
Yes, and they also govern the Alabama Fire College. So all the training, right? All the training and everything is the standards that the firefighters have to meet to be a firefighter in the state of Alabama comes through this commission. And I was glad that Governor Bentley appointed me. I actually take office in June.
Hold that thought. We're going to go back and talk more of that. We're going to break. Come back more with Gary Sparks. Stay where you are. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. We're talking with Sparky Sparks from Oxford Fire Chief, and we were talking about your appointment by Governor Bentley and to the Alabama Alabama Association of Fire Chief, and that takes place. You're not actually there yet, are you? You going when, August?
As far as the commission, I actually take office next month, and then
how many is on that commission? You know,
there's 7.
7. Okay, and for regulations, you said you make the standards for Alabama. Are they different than Georgia?
Each state has their own set of standards, and the state of Alabama is recognized as one of the leaders in the country as far as fire training. The Department of Defense uses our training. We have sent instructors all over the world teaching the Department of Defense.
Oxford has?
Yes, no, the state, the state fire college has. I know in the state of Alabama, our standards are higher than Georgia's. If we take a firefighter from the state of Georgia that only has a Georgia certification, they have to go through extra training to become a firefighter in the state of Alabama.
All right, that's going to bring me up to something that I really, really want to talk about. It just happened recently. Is the insurance service or office. All of us, I worked at the depot. ISO is some words that 3 letters worse than IRS. In some sense, but the ISO rating affects my insurance.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
As a homeowner in Oxford.
Yes.
Y'all just got a great rating. I say y'all, we just got because of what y'all did. ISO rating was what, 3?
Yes.
And what was it before that?
Well, we were a class 4. We went to a class 4 in 2002. And of course, as you know, the lower the number, the better.
Yeah.
And in 2012, ISO came in and rated the department, and we were actually going to go up. We were going to go to a class 5.
Wow.
And so I got with the city council and the mayor and with ISO, and I said, if we present a plan to y'all of improvement, if we do these things, can we keep our class 4? And so ISO said, yes, we will work with you to do that. So they didn't raise our rate to a 5. They kept us at a 4 while we did the plan. Took us a couple years, a little better than a couple years to get the plan and in place. ISO came back in January of this year, did a re-rating, and we just got that rating, and we did better than we thought. We actually dropped to a class 3.
What were some of the things that I don't mean to put you on the spot. Do you know what some of the things you had to do?
Well, some of the things we did was we built a couple stations. We built a new fire station in Bynum and staffed it. Was able to hire 10 new firefighters. We built a training station at the city garage there on 78, plus a 4-story training tower. We bought 1 truck, 1 engine pumper. Then we bought a couple of rescue trucks. We also purchased 5-inch supply hose for all our trucks, which give us points. We replaced all our SCBAs, the air packs that we wear.
Scuba gear.
Yeah, we replaced all of those. And so those were some of the things that we did. We'd already built the new station on 21 South.
That wasn't cheap?
None of that was cheap. We're looking at probably a little over $5 million.
Wow.
And of course that's citizens' taxpayers' money. But I think it's a good investment in the city. It is a good investment to us as far as the protection that we're able to provide now. And those who live in the Bynum area, I know they are tickled to death to have that fire station.
Yeah, it's, you know, from my perspective as a homeowner, for the city to invest, you go in and you say, I need A, B, C, and D, and them give you A, B, C, and D. Most cities don't do that. They might give you A and B.
Exactly.
For them to give you that investment brings the insurance rate down. That's just, you know, and the millions of dollars what that's done in savings for us people that live in the city of Oxford.
Exactly. And when the industry starts looking to come into an area, they're going to look at your school system. They're going to look at your police
and your fire.
And those are the things that they're going to look at. We also, at the June 9th meeting, we're going to purchase some land in the Friendship area at the June 9th council meeting, and we're going to build a new station in Friendship. That is the plan.
One out there, but it's annex.
Yes, it is just a volunteer station, but we're fixing to purchase land in the Friendship area, and we're going to build another brand new station to replace that station, and then we're going to man it.
Well, we don't want to forget one of the things that we was talking about, and that so it lowers my insurance rates, or at least holds them, not make them go up but it also, the response time is
critical,
especially the one in Bynum.
Exactly.
And that's got to be.
And that's the reason we went to Bynum first. The council asked me to look at our call volume, and our call volume in the Friendship area and the call volume in the Bynum area were practically the same, numbers-wise, but the response time was a whole lot greater because I could get from the main station to Friendship, and our volunteers could get the Friendship station going a lot quicker than we could get to Bynum in the East Tioga area. So that's the reason we built there first and staffed it first, because our response times to that area were so much greater. And as you know, in the fire service, time is everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of houses, they say fully encompassed when the firefighters arrive. Too many times we hear that by the time they got there, but a lot of times it's already done a lot of damage before somebody spots it.
Exactly.
And then you got that time for it to get there. And then to hook up to the fire hydrant and find a fire hydrant and to hook up to. But that's something that means a lot to me, know that you're coming to the Friendship area, but you got one south of Oxford on 21. Is that manned or is that
No,
okay.
no, that is a volunteer station. The goal right now is to get one in the Friendship area staffed. One, the main station be staffed, and one in Bynum staffed. That gives us one on each end of town and one in the middle. And then we have 3 volunteer stations, the one at City Garage, 21 South, and Yarmaville, that are kind of in between those 3. And so, obviously to hire full-time firefighters to staff 6 stations, that is a lot of money. And we understand that. So the goal is to try to slowly staff as we can, and eventually the city may staff all 6 stations. But the goal is right now is to staff those 3 stations.
I saw, he was talking about training, and I'm sure y'all going to do a lot of training out there, but I saw at your old fire station up there in Anniston one day, I was watching these young rookie firefighters, and they had a harness around them, and it was dragging a tractor trailer tire. Now, I don't know how many of us can pick one up and just stand it up, but they drug that thing around that block. And I guess if you're going to pull somebody out of a house, you need to be able to do that,
Yes.
But I don't weigh as much as one of them. But man, of young men, and they had the scuba gear on when they were doing that, and that's amazing. We've run out of time, but I want to let's see. Before this, I want to make sure I didn't. The one thing I want to add, how many, you still got volunteers, right?
Yes, we have 26 paid firefighters, and then we have 22 that are on the volunteer side.
And that's something else. These guys, the volunteers, go through the same thing as you're paid.
Oh yes. We train together, and we have some very highly trained volunteers. You call them volunteers, but some of them are full-time firefighters of other departments. As you know, our mutual friend that's the chief of another department is actually he's actually my volunteer assistant chief.
One of the best little firemen that you've ever had, dedicated and just good people. I don't mind saying it. His name is Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Would you not agree with me?
Yes.
I got you on television.
Ben is my assistant chief now.
Is he?
He is the paid assistant chief, and does an excellent job.
He's good people.
Yes, he is.
I don't think we got much time. Yeah, we run out of time. I appreciate you coming on here. Will
Yes,
you come
sir.
back again? We'll
Yes,
get some
sir.
more stuff. Man, I'll tell
Thank you.
I don't know. I left a bunch of stuff on the table. We'll talk about it next time here. Come back. I got news you can use. Welcome back to Veterans Issue. Appreciate Sparky for coming on doing the show today. We've got a lot of things happening in the city of Oxford, and I'm sure he'll be back to tell us about more in the near future, because Oxford don't play when it comes to taking care of its citizens, and whether it's law enforcement, firefighters, or otherwise. And I meant to talk to him too. They got a great EMT people there that are in the city of Oxford. I think they got me on speed dial. But anyhow, I want to tell you about the Memorial Day that's coming up. That's this coming Monday, the 25th at 11 a.m. Centennial Memorial Park, 11th and Quintard, 17th and Quintard. What am I talking about? At 11 a.m. 17th and Quintard. And we got a little bit different twist this year than we had in the past. It's going to be a lot of music, let's put it that way. We're going to take you to church up there. So make plans at 11 o'clock. Put the hamburgers away, put the fishing away and the swimming, and let's give a 1 hour dedicate to remembering those who paid the ultimate price for our freedoms. The drivers, the word veterans on your driver's license, like we talked about before, is that driver's license is accepted for a discount at Lowe's in Oxford and in Anniston. So if you got that card, you can get that by going to your state troopers. Take your DD 214 and have it put on your license. Or if it's time to renew your license, it don't cost anything, but it costs $18 to have it put on there now. But if you're buying big items, that don't take long for that percentage to take care of it. The VA in Birmingham is almost finished with the new parking deck over there. I know all of you know that where we're parking on 4th Avenue now is kind of crowded. They got one with over 2,000 parking spaces just for the VA, and it's 4 blocks from the VA. It's got a women's clinic and eye clinic being built in there, and that should be ready any day now. And I'll tell you a bit more about that as they let me know. Let's see here. Got to look at my notes now. I want to remind you about pay it forward. I can't tell you that enough. If you're down and out and want a blessing, the car in front of you, just tell the people at the fast food line, say, I want to take care of the one in front of me, pay it forward. The one behind you, you can do the same thing. And you'll bless them, and you'll be blessed. And I guarantee you it works. Did it this morning on the way here. Let's see. I wanted to talk about, let's see, there's something. Oh, yeah. The Veterans Memorials up there in Centennial Park. We've got law for the fire, law enforcement, Afghanistan, Iraq memorials. And as Sparky talking about the fire college down in Tuscaloosa, that is an official memorial down there, but we also have legislation for one here. But anyhow, we need some help to finish getting those built. And if you'd like to help build those memorials to the law enforcement and firefighters, then you send it to the Community Foundation, P.O. Box 1826, Anniston 36202. Put Centennial or Memorials or something on there so they'll know what it's for. And your DD 214, somebody was asking me yesterday how they get a DD 214. And you can go to your county veteran service officer. Like we got one here in Calhoun County, you got some in Etowah County, they were watching up in the south side, whatever. You got to go up there and get that because you're going to need it. You're going to need it for anything from burial to, like I said, the driver's license, a lot of things you need that DD 214. There's not a more important item than you can have as a veteran than a DD 214, so make sure you got that. The old unserviceable flags, we still can drop them off up there at 15th and where the old 911 building, they got a container there, and we'll retire them respectfully. This week, I'm going to send a salute out to all the firefighters, and that's for volunteers and the paid firefighters, and we'll see you next week here on Veterans Issue. We're out of here.